gluten-free, dairy-free lava cake. Hello. I'll post the recipe at the end of the video. Yeah, so today I figured I would show you guys how to make my brownies. There's a couple different things you can adjust throughout the recipes. First, we got 2 eggs, about half a cup of sugar or whatever kind of sweetener you want. You can use a little bit more. You can use up to like 3/4 of a cup of sugar and it'd be good. Really toy with it. This is just white sugar. At this point, I'll mix these up already until they're like pale and fluffy. It took like 2 minutes to get the eggs looking fluffy like this. You see how thick? Next, I'll add about 2/3 of a cup of any neutral oil. I like using olive oil. Honestly, any works. Corn, vegetable, coconut, butter I've used before. It all works. And to this, I'll add about 2 tablespoons of any kind of milk. Again, literally whatever floats your boat. And it may seem like a lot, but I like to add about a tablespoon of vanilla. I love vanilla. And now I'll just give this another mix. Now here's another point where you can adjust your sweetness level. We're going to take about a cup of chocolate chips. I love using dark chocolate in these because I think it's so yummy and rich. You could use a semi-sweet, probably not a milk. I mean, you probably could. I just don't like milk. Now I'm just going to add this to a bowl and microwave it. 30-second intervals until it's melted. If you're microwaving these, make sure you stir them after every 30-second interval. My cup of chocolate chips literally just took 1 minute to melt. 30 seconds stirred, 30 seconds, and it was melted. Now we're gonna let this cool off for a few minutes and collect our dry ingredients. Okay, you can really mess around with these. I have experimented with almost everything and it all works. What you need in general is half a cup of dry ingredients. I'm gonna use half a cup of, I just took these Bob's Red Mill oats and ground them up into like oat flour. And this is a 1/4 cup of this. And I'm also going to take a 1/4 cup of this King Arthur 1-for-1 flour. I just like to mix it up sometimes. Just get half a cup in there. If you're using just almond flour, maybe like 2/3 of a cup. Here's my 1/4 cup of King Arthur flour. This is that Malden salt. I'm just going to, any salt works, but I'm going to take a fat teaspoon. Sometimes I add a little bit more. Teaspoon of baking powder. And now we're going to get 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And sometimes I make these heaping because why not? Oops. I like to get a 1/4 teaspoon of like instant coffee or espresso grounds. I'm just gonna add it to the dry ingredients. That'll get in there. A little bit of coffee, you don't taste it. It brings out the chocolatey flavor, I swear. This is also optional, but like a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon or even less, just like a little tiny bit, is also really good. And you don't really taste the cinnamon, it just brings out the good flavors. It looks like brownie mix that you get in a box. Wow. Now we're going to grab our wet ingredients back and we're going to add that chocolate that we melted into there. Now that the chocolate's incorporated, we're going to add these dry ingredients right into the wet ingredients. Now that you've got thick, ooey gooey brownie batter, we add more chocolate. About half a cup, or more, or less. I like half a cup of chocolate chips. And we give her one last good mix. And now you have ooey gooey, chocolatey enough. brownie batter. But what my favorite thing to do with this is I take like these little ramekins, I fill it up with the dough, I freeze it, and then I pop them in my air fryer little oven at like 450 for like 8 minutes, and they're like lava cakes, dude. They're lava cakes and they're so good. Gluten-free, dairy-free lava cake. Hello? Okay. They smell so good. Now it's later when I have my frozen brownie slash lava cake batter. I'm just gonna bake it at 450 for 10 minutes. Fresh. Lavy, ooey gooey. But I don't know if you could tell the crust. You could tell it's nice. Since I buttered it before putting the batter in, it's not sticking at all, so it's literally ready to come out right now. Yay! I'm just gonna take this out of the pan now and flip it onto a... I will allow you to be here for my grand reveal. Beautiful, perfect, gluten-free lava cake. The final touch.